All right, so a couple days ago, it's funny that this story came out about literally. Oh, it might have been the same day or a day apart, but a couple days ago, when I was out door dashing, I had to run into a grocery store. I had to shop. I and then like so you go in, you go just like normal, like anybody else going to a grocery store. You go in, you shop, you pay with your phone or your card or whatever, and then you go out to the car. So I did that. I dropped off the cart because in the store because I only had two bags, so I'm carrying the two bags with me out to the car. As I'm walking, like as I'm putting the cart away and starting to spin out to leave the store, I notice there's like a young couple who are on their way out of the store as well, kind of like 50 feet behind me or whatever. So I'm walking to the car. I get to the car. I go in through the passenger side to put the groceries on my passenger seat. And I close the door of the passenger side and I loop around to my side of the car. And as I'm getting on to my side of the car, I see that the couple is not, they haven't quite made it to my car yet. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, I'm going to get in because I'm driving. I'm trying to deliver and go quick. So I'm thinking to myself, all right, I'm going to get in the car and I'm going to go real quick. As soon as I see them walk to, like, basically, if I can get in the car and get it started before they are coming, I'm going to go first. I'm going to make them wait for me. Dick move, but I was going to do it anyway. Then they got too close and I realized I wasn't going to be able to do that. So the car's on and I'm already got the car in reverse. I don't back up at all. I'm just sitting there in reverse. Now, this isn't some weird road rage story, so I don't want to get your hopes up for that. It actually has a little bit more to do with what just happened with that Josh Allen thing and chivalry. Because while I'm sitting there ready to get out, like if you walk in a parking lot and you walk up to a car that's in reverse ready to back out and you're parked right next to it and you're on the passenger side and you're about to get into the car, you go quickly to try to, because you've already impeded that car backing out, right? So if you don't stand by your trunk and wave the car out, which some people do, and personally I don't think that's a good move. I would just do what I recommend is you just hurry your fucking ass up and get in the car real quick, because that person is clearly waiting for you to get into the car. So you hurry up and get into the seat, right? You hurry into the passenger seat. So by the instead, I'm sitting there. I notice the girl start to walk up, and I kind of look up, and I check my rear view one more time. I look at my rear view camera one more time, and I'm expecting to look over to my left, and she'll be in the car, and I'll be able to back up because she's already gotten into the car. Instead, I look over to my left, and I see the dude, the boyfriend, with his back to my window, and I'm like, what the fuck is this guy doing? And I realize he's opening the door for his girlfriend. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? We're in a busy ass fucking parking lot. You guys are wearing fucking sweatpants and dirty white t shirts. And you're going to act like you're some sort of getting into like a beat up old, I don't know, fucking piece of shit old car. And I'm not saying my car's that sweet, but this was a real piece of shit car. Like this is some sort of fucking gentleman here. But I guess maybe if that's what you're offering is dirty white t-shirts and shitty cars is the best you can offer is open the door for the chick, you do that. But in a busy parking lot, get your fucking ass in the car, okay? Don't dawdle, don't dick around. There's no time for chivalry right there. You don't need to come open the door for hero. You don't need to do that. In fact, you should really be like, "Hey, hun, that because when she walked up, she might not have noticed that my lights were getting ready to back up, and she also might not have noticed me like in the car, even though they watched me walk up. She just might not have been paying attention because she's looking at her door, right? So if that were B1 and she's looking at the door and not kind of dawdling a little bit, I'd be like, "Hey, babe, that dude's getting ready to back out. Hurry up a little bit." And not trying to be a dick, like telling her what to do, just being like, so A, she doesn't get clipped by a mirror if the person does start backing up, and B, so she's hustling a little bit and getting out of the fucking person's way. And I would be doing the same thing if I was getting in the passenger seat. So Um, Considerate people would have just hurried up and gotten in the fucking car instead of this knight in shining armor coming over and opening up the fucking door for her and fucking wasting like 15 seconds of my time. 15 seconds? Do you know how much time 15 seconds is to a Door Dasher? It's an eternity. It's an eternity. How dare they? How dare they fuck with me? But no, I would hold the door for, and I don't want to. I don't. People are gonna be like, no wonder B1's not with them. But no, in the proper environment and situation, I was very chivalrous and would do that kind of stuff. Open the door for her, help her into the car, help her across the street, help her walk, things like that. I would do all that stuff in the situation where that you need. Here's the here's the chivalry thing on a normal day where you're just going out to like a regular restaurant. You got shorts and a t-shirt on, and she's got sweats and a t-shirt on. You hold hands. That's as much chivalry as you get. You yank them back if they're getting ready to walk into the street or something. There you go. If you're going out to like a fancy steakhouse, something like that. If you're going to a really nice restaurant and you're both dressed up. She's got a nice evening gown on. You got a nice suit on, or whatever you wear out to look nice as a dude. Chicks usually wear like an evening gown, and like I said, sometimes they're short, sometimes they're very long with like a slit, and you need help getting out of the car or walking in their high heels. That's the time that you do that, not in a busy ass fucking grocery store parking lot where you got people out there trying to make them ducats, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of my way. Fucking holding the door open for her. Move, stupid. I'm trying to back out. And then I gotta wait for him. Close the door. Walk his happy ass around the car. All that shit. And George, I'll grab you in one sec. And the reason I know I'm right is because the girl that was having the door held for her was looking at me like she knew it was taking forever. She looked so uncomfortable. Not like because of me saying or doing anything. I was just looking down at them getting ready to back out, just waiting. Wasn't making dirty looks, nothing like that. I might have had a confused look on my face or something like that, but she fucking looked like she was a hostage. Maybe she was a hostage, and that's why the guy had to open the door for her, and I didn't see him being like, get in the car, bitch. No, she clearly had a look on her face like she knew it was lame that he was doing that in a busy parking lot. She understands. She has some class and decorum. He is a shitty brown knight in shining tarnished armor. Curious George, you're on another dumb show. What's up, dude?
Good evening, Dom. How are you?
I'm good, dude. What's up?
I'm doing good. So I wanted to ask you the DoorDash questions and stuff. I mean, I tip well, but I'm always curious. Do you know how much a person tips prior to you picking up the order, or do you just get one big old tip at the end of your shift?
No, they tell you what it will like. I don't know. It's based on mileage and time plus tips. So if you do it enough, if you like dash enough, you start to learn kind of how the math works on it. So, it's hard to explain, but you'll start to see, just for sake of, let's say it's $1 a mile, just to make it easy. So if you see something pop up that says it's going to be 3 miles for what you're going to do, I usually want it to be at least $5. Hopefully you get more than that, but if it's $2 over the amount of miles, that's usually a good run. And it doesn't show you what the tip is, but you can usually tell who's tipping and who's not based on, you do enough runs, you start to recognize kind of what the, you just know based on how far you have to go, what restaurant you're going to, how far you are from that restaurant, all that. It's all based on miles and time. And you can decline offers if it looks like they're not tipping at all, or like a lot of times I'll decline a shopping offer where they have like 57 items that I need to shop for, but hello, yo, what's happening? Okay, it is working. What's happening? Hello, welcome to another Dumb Show. I'm another Dumb Show host. Thank you for joining me on this issue, number 191. So good to have you guys here with me this evening. I hope you guys had a good day today. I had a nice day so far, so good. Nothing too crazy. It's been an okay day. Reminder to everybody, you'll make my day even better if you hit the thumbs up and like tonight's video. For anybody who's not watching live, I want to remind everybody to get your comments in about whatever we'll be talking, or excuse me, whatever we talk about tonight, tomorrow, whenever you watch the show. Make sure you get your comments in. I love to hear your comments on whatever we're talking about, and then I usually read them back on the show the next day or whenever they come in. And reminder, if you're not already subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel. In about 10 minutes after that, you'll have access to the League of Dummies. You'll be able to chat with everybody in the league and be able to chill with them. That's what we call everybody in our live chat here on the YouTube channel, the League of Dummies. And Rich was first in there today, but he is not a member. You gotta, once you become a member, you'll have access to all the fun emojis that we have here on Another Dumb Show, along with some other stuff. So Rich can't be first technically, because you have to hit the first emoji, and I believe you have to be a member to be able to get that. So I believe Boomer got his first today. So congrats to Boomer. Big ups to you, my dude. Congratulations. Good to have you here, man. Just a reminder too, you can always download Another Dumb Show as an audio-only podcast through the YouTube Music app. So I encourage everybody to do that. Also, you can always follow the show, Instagram, X, TikTok, all that stuff at Another Dumb Show. Quickly, I was 844-HIT-DUMB, 844-448-3862. I do believe the phones are working, and I pay for these damn phones, so I love when you guys call in. Call in, you got anything going on in your life, any funny stories, anything that happened to you over the weekend? I would love to hear from you guys. One of the things I want to try to encourage all of you guys to do is try to get more people to call in. I've been trying to examine the call, we get a few calls here and there for local Frank, and I started to notice most of the people, from what I've come across, watch the show on their phone or usually on their phone. So I was always I wanted to recommend to everybody, in order to have you guys be able to interact a little bit more through the phones, since I pay for these damn phones, it'd be great. Maybe download the YouTube app on your phone or your smart TV, not your phone. Download the YouTube app on your smart TV or your iPad or your laptop. That way you can watch the show on one of those devices and then have your phone free to be able to make a call into the show to comment on what we have going on. Because I, grew up in the old school days of radio with phone calls, and everybody, they're in their car and there's a radio there and there's instant reactions. But now I'm still adapting to everybody being on their phone when they're watching. So it's hard for people to call in and while they're actually watching the show on the phone, because then you got to actually, stop watching. So that's why I always recommend everybody, or I'm going to start recommending to everybody. Jesus, I got a wicked headache right now. Wicked headache. So if I seem a little off today, that would be why. I don't know what's going on with me, why I have this headache, but if I'm not drinking enough water or I'm eating too many oranges, I don't know. I'm on actually, I think I know exactly what it is, now that I'm really thinking about it here. I have been regularly taking, a while back, I don't know, a year ago or so, I started to have basically some D problems. It just wasn't like working the way it used to. And it was not, and it didn't feel like, it's hard to explain. I couldn't really tell if it was psychological, if it was physical, if it's testosterone related, whatever. I really didn't give a fuck. I was just like, I'm going to the doctor and getting some of these fucking pills. I need this thing to fucking work the right way. Because it was like be on or off again. It was just weird. It was like intermittent days it didn't work. And I'm not like, I know some guys will be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're talking about this or whatever. Who would so embarrassing? I don't give a fuck, man. I'm fucking 46. It happens to every dude. But not every dude, most dudes. But I found actually that because I stopped taking it every day. Because the doctor was like, hey, you could take it every day and just instead of having to pop it right before you want to go, you'll be able to just, it's kind of in your system and you're ready to go all the time. And I was doing that for a while, but then I was like, I'm not doing it regularly with B1. It just seems like it's kind of a waste. So I stopped doing it. And I recently started taking them again, like daily, because I had read that these pills that I'm taking, and the doctor also told me this too, is good for like if you have like a enlarged prostate from being an old dude or whatever. And then I guess that happens to young people too. But the problem is that like when that happens, you got to go to the bathroom like 1,000 times every night. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. So I said, you know what, myself, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take these pills every day, and I think they will help with that. And by God, I tell you what, taking them every day, it has reduced the amount of times I'm getting up in the middle of the night and going to the bathroom. It's been so nice. And then like this really awesome other side effect, which I'm not sure if it's because I've been trying to eat a little bit better, not eat as much processed frozen foods. I've been trying to eat more meats and some asparagus and some mushrooms, and not like shrooms, but just like, mushrooms and asparagus, like trying to eat a little bit better. Not perfect, but been doing better. And I well, I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know if you ever watched that South Park episode with Bono and Randy Marsh and their battle for the Guinness Book of World Records and the biggest drop. I've been dropping some Randy Marsh Bono size bombs, and I think it might be from this medicine because I think it's just like everything down there is, instead of having this giant ass swollen prostate, it's like the normal size it's supposed to be. So everything's just coming out the way it's supposed to. And it's weird, like it doesn't, you don't just walk around like just boom, you take it and like you're automatically ready to rock and roll, which I think is what like a Viagra does to you. This just seems to get in your system and make things work. So I don't know what to tell you. There you go. It is what it is. But going back to it, I don't know what it might be this medication might be what's giving me a headache because I'm noticing that I've been having them like on and off lately, and I'm starting to wonder if it has to do with the headache. So if I seem a little bit off, guys, it is from my headache because it's pounding. So I said, hey, you know what? Got a headache? Let's drink a thing full of sulfates. Maybe that'll help your headache. Let's see here. Trying to look at here and peeking into the chat here. Secret ADS mod threw out the link for you guys to have the your gifts enabled. I always forget to remind everybody about this. If you go to youtube.com/anotherdumbshow/allow_gifts, you can enable your gifts and possibly walk away with a free membership because our wonderful League of Dummies, they love to hand out memberships here to other YouTube members, other fans of the show. So get that turned on. You might end up with a free membership. Let's see here. Let's check these comments that I have. Speaking of comments from YouTube, some people watched. They weren't live, but they commented on the show. User-EM2, which I don't know, maybe this is just a bot. It just says, you and Jeffrey and Rob Job made RMG. Here's a challenge for you. 2 full-size Godfathers from DeBella's. Ooh, Bella's Godfather sub. What is the DeBella's Godfather sub? Okay, let's check it out. The Godfather sub, Genoa salami, capicola, spicy ham with lettuce, tomato, onion, mayonnaise, and DeBella's famous oil dressing on a fresh baked everything or sesame roll. Customize it to make it your own. I'm assuming you mean, okay, so there's, and I'm checking out here. I'll just show you guys what I'm looking at here. This is the Godfather, and get a big shot of the Sammy here. That's what's most important. There's the Sammy. There you go. Okay, looks like your standard sandwich, but I'm assuming he must want me to get the 14-inch to be able to eat 2 of those. That's a fucking cakewalk, dude. That is a, what is this? What is this guy talking about? I love your comment saying I love your kind words there, user EM. But dude, you don't think I can get down 2 14-inch subs? That's cakewalk for me, man. I've been known to destroy. You ever go into one of those 6-foot sub parties where there's just like, they cut up the 6-foot subs into little things? They could just leave half that sub uncut and just give the other half to me. I will mow a fucking sandwich. And DeBella's is good too. That's not even my. Normally, I wouldn't get that kind of stuff on a sandwich though, so it might be a little bit harder with the salami. What is it? Salami, capicola, and spicy ham. So those are not my go-to meats if I'm going to go to get a deli sandwich. I'm more of a roast beef guy. So that might be the only challenge there. But as far as the quantity of food, that's a fucking cakewalk, dude. 2 14-inch subs. That's like my standard order. Okay, you want to hear my standard order when I order from Charlie's Cheesesteaks? I order whatever the large size is, which I believe is 2 7-inch subs. So I order a large Philly cheesesteak. I order what are the sizes on there? Because there's 3 different sizes. Charlie's cheesesteaks. Look at these cheesesteaks. So let's see here. Cheesesteaks. Does it not show the sides on here? All right, let me see if I can order online and see if I can find some cheesesteak sizes. Anyway, it doesn't matter. There's 3 different sizes. I get 2 of the large. I get 1 large, 1 medium, and 1 small. So we're talking. We're talking about way over. Yeah, we're talking at least just about, I'd say. And the only reason I don't order 3 larges is just because I'm embarrassed that somebody might see me sit down and eat 3 large cheesesteaks. But yeah, I could fucking kill some of that shit. So that'd be an easy one for me, I think. So maybe I'll try it. Brad sent me an email. He wants me to try. He said, "You got nude for 1 chip. I want you to do the spicy wing challenge." And then he sent a screenshot of me in the fart box, naked, during the 1 chip challenge that we did in there. So, oh yeah, I was sweating. I think was I sweating really bad, or was I just trying to make them uncomfortable because it was the first person to leave the fart box or whatever? I can't remember how that went down, to tell you the truth. But a spicy wing challenge. So we have 2 different food challenges that now have been presented to me. We got the, oh man, hair is driving me crazy. 2 different food challenges. We got a spicy wing challenge now from Brad, which means, I'm assuming he means get some like really hot wings and try to eat those. So I could try that. And then this Godfather sub thing, I got to tell you, that might be an easy one. Scott commented, this was on issue number 190 from last Thursday. He said, great stories today. Would love to hear more about the military with your grandfather. Yeah, that was fun talking about my grandpa. I'll be honest with you, part of the reason I talked my grandpa up a little bit was because I had kind of crapped on my mom a little bit the night before, or whenever. It was either the night before or that night, even whenever I was telling that story about her taking me to the bar. So I figured I was going to talk up my grandpa a little bit, make her feel better, because I felt pretty bad. Even though she wasn't upset about it, I just felt kind of bad about it. Because she's a good mom. She just went through a lot at one point in time. in her life. But so as far as my grandpa goes and all his military stories, I don't know a lot of them. I did hear a story about him that my mom once told me, and which was weird because I just saw a trailer for what's that new movie with Henry Cavill? Cavill new movie. The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I just saw a trailer for that. There's a little bit of it. It's got Henry Cavill in it. Lionsgate, yeah, blah 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 blah. So it supposedly is the story of the first special forces mission, and they show the guys like going into Nazi Germany and all this stuff, and that's obviously World War II. That's when my grandpa was fighting, and I had mentioned that he was a tank commander, and he had all these tank moves, some tank move named after him. What is it fluttering for today? I'm moving too much. Sorry, guys. And one of the things about him was, I guess, according to my mom, that he was, and again, take these, I'm sure every kid has got one of these stories about their grandpa or something like that, but according to my mom, he was supposed to be one of the first members of the Special Forces, which is, I believe, the Delta Force, which I think came out, what year, Delta Force, what year Delta Force? Army, Delta Force. Established, that's the word I'm looking for. Okay, November 1977. That's when the Delta Force was officially formally established by, I guess, by the Army or whatever. So, according to my mom, my grandpa was supposed to be one of the first people in the Delta Force, the Special Forces, which doesn't make sense because it says the Delta Force came out in 1977. My grandpa was in World War II, which was like, I think ended in 1947, 45, something like that. So, I think he was home by then. He's long since been home and was pretty drunk and with PTSD at that point by then in 1977. So, I don't know if the story's true, but that's always a story I heard about it. But the reason he didn't do it was because my grandma told him that he had to come home to her. And so he decided to come home to the family. This is according to my mom. Now, my mom was born in 1952, I believe. So this would have been several years. Maybe he was in for a little bit longer. I don't know. But yeah, so there you go. That's pretty much the only other really military story I have about my grandpa and stuff. But yeah, pretty cool. It's cool knowing my grandpa was, growing up, I was always kind of like I said, afraid of him because he was kind of a bad drunk and he was kind of, well, I wouldn't say mean. He had mean streak in him. He could be nice, but then he'd have this mean streak in him, like he'd yell at you during the news and that kind of stuff. He was drunk, and I think one of my earliest memories of him, I believe I was in my car with my dad, and my dad was picking me up from my mom and my grandpa's house or something, and my grandpa came up and he started spitting on the window, at my dad, but at the window. I can't now see. That's really all I remember from that. It's just like a flash. And when I think about that story, I often wonder if I have it backwards, that I was in the car with my grandpa and my dad was spitting at the window, because I feel like if my grandpa would have spit at my dad would have gotten out of the car and murdered him. My dad was not chill like that. Like, my dad was very, I wouldn't say aggressive, but he's much like me. He's very easily provoked. And once you provoke him, you look out. So that's why I was saying, I wonder if I get that memory blurred and I don't remember who was spitting in that. But based on personalities, I feel like a spitter would have been more of my grandpa, less my dad. My dad would have just punched his way through the window if he really wanted to make a scene or whatever. But Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it as far as my grandpa. A lot of stories I had. Oh, speaking of my dad and my grandpa, the craziest thing about the two of them is they hate my grandpa hated my dad. My dad hated my grandpa. They were like they never talked or anything, but my grandpa shit talked my dad in front of me. My dad shit talked my grandpa in front of me all the time. Like a lot. My dad always talked shit about my grandpa, and I never really said anything because it just was, I didn't want to get involved in it. It was annoying to me, to be honest with you. I always knew it was wrong that he was doing it. I always knew that it was wrong. My grandpa was doing it because it's like, you don't talk shit about in a divorced family. You're not supposed to talk shit about the other side. It just makes things worse for the kid, which it did. Um, but anyway, my dad, just recently, was talking to my dad about my grandpa. I don't know how it came up. Maybe PTSD or something, because I think my dad, he volunteers, or he's on the board of the Rolling Thunder, those motorcycle charity group. He's on the board of that or something. And I believe they do a lot of runs for like PTSD or whatever to help raise funds for veterans with PTSD. And I was talking to my dad about my grandpa and having PTSD, and he was like, "Oh," he goes, "Oh, I didn't even know your grandpa was in the war." And I was like, "What? How did you not know that? How did my mom not tell you? He's a fucking war hero. He's a Bronze Star and a Silver Star. He was fucking badass motherfucker." Um, I don't know how many people got those in World War II, but it's been a badge of honor for our family that, at least on my side of my mom, that he had that or had those. And my dad, when I told my dad that, he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, why do you think he was such a rabid drunk and such a jerk?" It's because he was just riddled with PTSD. And my dad was like, "Huh, never knew that." Well, he goes, and then he says, "Well, guess I'm sorry for all the things I said about him." I was like, "Geez, Dad, it took you you just not well. He had a lot of bad experiences with my grandpa, so I can understand why you wouldn't like him. But it was funny. The immediate, I'll tell you what a patriot my dad is. The immediate shift from just hating someone to finding out, oh, he's a vet with PTSD. Oh, he gets a free pass. He's fine now. So much if he spit on the window. Anyway, speaking of patriotism, I have a story we'll talk about later on that involves some patriotism that I think you guys might be interested in. Irish Ronnie, last comment before we move into everything. Irish Ronnie says, "Good show, dumb." This was from Friday night's gaming show, which was also supposed to be a boxing show. We'll talk about that in a minute too. But Irish Ronnie says, "Good show, dumb. Fortnite was way more entertaining than Call of Duty. I'm still waiting for zombies though. So there you go. I got to try that too. Maybe I'll bust out that zombies thing just for you guys. Even though I'm not into zombies, I will have to try one of those. Try one of those, I guess, at this point. So, all right, here we go. Let's see here. Peeking in the chat here. Um, all right, so the batteries died on these. All right, so I just got these new rechargeable batteries for these things because I've been ripping through batteries because I use I have this lavalier mic. Um, and I think, God, they lasted what 5 days, so they got a 10-hour limit on them. I don't know if I like that. I think I overspent on these fucking things, but all right. Somebody is saying, what did I miss here? I'm trying to see what I missed. Hang on one sec here. Oh, before I go to the chat, my mom is on the phone. Hello, Mom. What's happening? You're on another dumb show.
Hey, listen, your grandpa was It was the Green Berets.
Green Berets, that's what it was. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So, and
So I just wanted to let you know that.
was that the reason
Huh?
why, and the reason he didn't join was because grandma said, no, you have to, oh, June
Yeah.
19th,
Well, he.
19, wow, look at that. The Green Berets were formed June 19th, 1952 at Fort Bragg. And
Yeah,
that's
that was
like 5 months before you were born, 6 months before you were born, almost to the day, right?
right, and he was in Korea at that point.
Oh, so then he
Yeah.
was offered a chance to
So,
try out for the Green Berets.
yep, and she said to him, if you do that, I'm out of here. I'm done. So,
Wow. So he stayed in the military
yeah.
until right before you were born then.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Now,
And
which is
yeah.
interesting now, so with your nickname being Bish, the story goes that because that grandma and grandpa had so many miscarriages prior to your birth. There were so many people at your baptism or christening or whatever that they said that you would think that the bishop was there, and that's how you got your nickname. Now,
Right.
how were they having, if he was in World War II and in Korea, how were they having all these miscarriages? Was he, would he go home, come
Well,
home
there
on
was an
leave, not?
interval between World War II. There was an interval between World War II and Korea.
Oh, I'm an idiot. The Korean War he was in at the time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, okay. What years were the
Yeah.
Korean War?
Like 1950 to
50 to
something.
53. So, okay, all right. So, yeah, wow, right? And that's right in the time. So, that's pretty neat. So, in the time okay, so there was the 5 years between World War II and Korea. He was home with grandma, knocking her up a bunch of times. They had a
Right.
bunch of
He was on.
miscarriages.
Right. And then he was in the reserves. And that's how he got called back up into Korea.
And he was just such a badass that they were like, hey, you want to be a Green Beret? And he said, no, no, no. I got some in house trim at
Because
home. I need to get back to the States.
yeah. So he's got no, that's he just made
I
a
got
decision there. So
interesting. Oh, there you go. And then the rest is history with all the rest of the aunts and uncles there. So, all right, cool. Well, thank you for calling, clarifying that. I greatly appreciate it.
yeah, I wouldn't tell you a story that wasn't true
No,
about my dad.
wasn't suggesting it wasn't true. I was just making sure all of the, I was getting all the details correct. I didn't want to, be wrong.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, but it was the Green Berets.
Cool. Well,
So
I feel
yeah,
even cooler as far as I'm concerned then. So,
yeah,
all
yeah.
right.
He could have been hanging out with John Wayne.
John Wayne was a
No,
Green
not
Beret?
really. No, he played a Green Beret. There was a movie called The Green Berets, and he played the hero in it.
Oh, that's funny. Did he ever meet General Patton? Do you ever talk about Patton?
No,
Speaking of World War II
yeah, he
movies?
did. He didn't like Patton.
Really?
He didn't like Patton. No, because of the way Patton treated that one soldier that had PTSD, and Patton like slapped him and told him, you're just a big sissy and blah blah blah. And
I don't
my
know that
dad,
story.
you know, huh?
I don't know that story.
Yeah, I think it's when Patton was in Italy and he was visiting a field hospital, and there was a guy there that had PTSD and was just, or like shell shocked, whatever what they used to call it back then.
Yeah.
And he just slapped him and said, "You're a big sissy. You don't belong here. You belong back out on the field." I mean, it was horrible to this guy, and so that his reputation preceded him by the time he got to Germany. And
he actually slapped
yeah,
two.
and
He
yeah,
actually
no, my
slapped
dad.
two. Hold on, he actually slapped two soldiers. George Patton
Okay,
did.
well, I know he slapped one for sure, but yeah, and he, my dad said the only time he saw him was when he was coming through on the road, and they were all standing on each side of the road, saluting as he went by in his Jeep. But that's the closest he ever got to him.
I'll be damned. Right on. Um,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Okay. Sounds good. Well, here's the thing. It says in early August 1943, Lieutenant General George S. Patton slapped two United States Army soldiers under his command during the Sicily campaign of World War II.
Mm-hmm.
Patton's hard-driving personality and lack of belief in the medical condition of combat stress reaction, then known as battle fatigue or shell shock, led to the soldiers becoming the subject of his ire and incidents on August 3rd and 10th when Patton struck and berated them after discovering there were patients at evacuation hospitals away from the front lines without any apparent physical injuries. Wow, that's pretty crazy. So the word got around then and everybody hated him because shell shock is a legit thing and he said it wasn't. Wow, that's pretty interesting story. Wait, thanks for dropping some knowledge, Mom. I appreciate it.
Hey, I'm one knowledgeable babe.
You're one fart smeller. A smart feller. Oh, it doesn't work for chicks. Never mind. All right. All right, I love you. I'm out of here. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye. All right, so there you go. There's the story of my grandpa. So Friday night, I mentioned we did do some gaming. I had a lot of fun doing gaming. Mikey, I just saw down in the chat, and Irish Ronnie, thank you for noticing the ticker not running. I appreciate the heads up. Mikey does want to get back on. I think at some point on a link here, we'll get Mikey. That's not set up right now, and I have to set it up in order to do that because it got taken apart at one point, so I got to rebuild it. In the meantime, before we move on, For Local Frank, what's up, dude?
What's going on, Dom?
Chilling like a villain. How about you?
I gotta tell you, this time change is a lot better than the last time change. The last one kicked my ass.
What? Oh, we did. Yeah, we sprung forward on Saturday night into Sunday morning, and what the fall back really kicked your ass? You're saying? I'm a little confused.
Oh, yeah. The whenever it made it later, that sucked.
The last time,
That's
yeah,
why
it
I
happened.
was not call.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
So it affected you that much?
And it never has my entire life, but this time it fucking did, man.
What did it do to you? Did it put you in
Like
like
I was in bed at like 6:00 at night, you know?
Well, it might have something to do with all the Four Loko you drink, but
No, because the Four Loko doesn't change.
Okay, fair enough.
And I only have one.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you, it doesn't really affect me too much other than being annoyed about it being dark early. That's the only thing I care about before. This one, you lose an hour's sleep, so it's like it kind of sucks on that Sunday because you're tired or whatever. I was actually up late that night. I was watching some documentary on, it wasn't a documentary, it was a ancient, it was a guy on Joe Rogan talking about ancient geometry, which was pretty fucking cool. So I was
hoping it was going to be something cool, like you were boning all night or something.
No. Ancient geometry and water erosion patterns because of the Younger Dryas impact theory. So there's a lot to learn there. It's a lot. It's pretty exciting stuff.
Boning would have been a lot better of a story.
Yeah, well, we'll talk more about that later on, probably. But so yeah, no, I was up and I actually watched my clock change from 1:59 to 3, and I thought I was losing my fucking mind for a second. I literally watched it. I have a screensaver on one of my TVs that runs, and I was getting ready to go to bed, just listening to this podcast, and I had not turned off the other TV yet. So I'm watching one, I have the screensaver on the other, and it shows 1:59, then 3 a.m. I was like, what the fuck just happened right there? Why am I up at 3 a.m. now? How did that happen? I was like, I got so confused for a second. Then I realized that we sprung forward. So, yeah, it hasn't affected me much,
Yeah.
Frank. Just enjoying the daylight, you know?
Yeah, it kicked my ass last time. This time I feel a lot better, man. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice or not, but I definitely don't. I, I don't know. I'm not as stupid as I usually am, you know.
Jerry does say he sounds soberer tonight, so that's good.
Yeah, a little bit more sober because I
Right
still
on.
got another hour of drinking left to do.
All right.
But
Well, we'll
did
check in then. Check in then. I'd love to
the
hear the difference betwing the 7:45 Frank and 8:45 Frank. That you should call back then. I'd love to hear the difference.
YouTube started making me sign in now, man. It makes me do this double verification thing where I gotta sign in with my phone and then my TV will work.
Oh, I
You
think
know what
that's
I'm
just to make
talking
it. I
about?
think that's actually to make it easier on you. So if you try to watch on your TV,
It
you
makes
can
it
just.
harder.
Well, once you got to stay signed in on your TV. I think there's a thing on your TV probably to click to stay signed in on YouTube. It shouldn't be a double. Yeah, I
Maybe
think
I
it's.
gotta look for that.
Yeah, look for that, dude.
Like I have to sign in on my phone, and then my TV will connect to my phone, and it'll verify that I'm not a 12-year-old,
Yeah,
and then it'll let
mine
me
does the same thing.
watch.
Mine does the same thing. That's how they all work for the most part. Until you get it, until you
Started
actually
doing
physically
that.
sign in on your TV, you might have to actually go do that on YouTube on your TV, like type in the keyboard or whatever on your remote, and then you'll be signed in. So, but see, it works. You sign in
Then
on
I
a
got one
TV.
more.
Go ahead.
I got one more bone to pick with you.
Oh,
You're
okay.
drinking that woman's fucking wine shit that you're drinking, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
You're not drinking the Four Locos, man. You're not doing
No,
the challenge.
I have not done the challenge yet.
It's,
I actually forgot
that's
about it.
gonna be a whole show. It's gonna be a whole show challenge.
Well, let's
Like
not
you're
forget,
gonna have to start.
I gotta work. I work in the mornings now too, so it's hard for me to get completely
Me
lit on
too.
Four Locos at night now. But I gotta aim. Maybe on a Friday night we'll try it when I don't have an event on a Saturday. So that I gotta put
I
that in my
work every
schedule.
morning.
Four Loco Friday. Yeah, I know you're a professional drunk. I'm not. I can't get drunk like
That's
that
true.
like you, bro.
I'm a professional, and
I'm an
you're
amateur
just
drunk.
a beginner.
I'm a cheap date. I'm one of the cheapest dates you'll ever meet. I get drunk off a half a glass of wine, off of one shot. I'll be drunk. I mean, one beer I feel a
And
little
you'll be
tipsy.
hammered
So
off of Four Locos.
this is what I'm saying.
If you can get four down, you'll be my hero.
I'll be shocked if I can. I mean, if anything, I would just guzzle them and then up throwing up and just get alcohol poisoning just to get it down. But that's the problem.
Everybody wants to see.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody would like, for me to get myself alcohol poisoning. And that's the problem is, though, YouTube doesn't like when I do these eating challenges. It's great and it's all fun and games, but you get to the point where you feel like you're going to throw up. I start throwing up, and then YouTube demonetizes my videos. So it's like it's fun to get drunk and push that limit, but if I start throwing up, then I've just done it for nothing, essentially, other than entertaining you guys that are watching. But shit's not a hobby.
And to say that you're the man.
Yeah, I guess. Well, in the world of alcoholics, yes, I think I would be the man. As a matter of fact,
or the world of shoving Big Macs down your throat.
Yep. All right, Frank.
So you make less. You make less money if you eat a bunch of Big Macs and puke.
If I puke at the end of it, yeah. If I puke on YouTube, does not like puking on camera. So
that blows.
I agree because I'm good at it.
Good one,
All right, Frank, later. No, that blows chunks is what it does. Anyway, where are we at here? All right, so Friday night we were playing a lot of Fortnite. That was a lot of fun. We started out with Call of Duty, and I was, I don't remember even who asked me about playing. It might have been, I think it was Secret ADS Mod wanted to play Fortnite. And I said, that's so dumb. Who plays Fortnite except my teenage kids? And then she said something about there's a zero build version where you don't have to, like, in Fortnite, you can shoot just like Call of Duty, or you can actually like build stuff in front of you to, like, for shields or shelter or whatever. And I used to play regular Fortnite with the building with my sons, and it was sucked. It just sucked because everybody'd see them and they'd start building all this weird shelter and shit around them and build a skyscraper in 5 seconds and then just shoot you from the top of the skyscraper. It was so fucking annoying. Or you get like, you'd be running in circles because they'd be building houses around you. It was insane. So I found out there's this zero build thing, which at first I thought was really stupid because I thought that's kind of what makes Fortnite Fortnite. And then I got talked into playing it. I said, let's give it a shot. And I got to tell you what, me, Mikey, Secret ADS Mod, Blue Wolverine, we were kicking some fucking ass in Fortnite, man. It was great. I think we played 3 or 4 rounds. We won 2 out of 4 and then came in like second or third on one of them. And then, I don't know, pretty shitty on the last one. But it was pretty, Mikey said, I see Mikey in there. He says, I'm addicted to Fortnite now. I got to tell you, I actually ended up playing it with my sons. They came over Sunday night, or during the day, Sunday into Sunday night, and we ended up playing some Fortnite together. And damn, that was a lot of fun. And boy, we are Secret ADS Mod and Mikey and Blue. We did pretty good. Those dudes they're really good. God, they're so good at video games. It's unbelievable. I remember when I was as good at video games as they are. But man, they are fucking good at them. It's crazy. So excuse me, pardon me, guys. I mean to cough in the mic. The Friday night gaming show was also supposed to be a watch party for the Francis Ngannou Anthony Joshua fight, and thanks to Mikey, he's kind enough to hook me up with these links for these fights, and I watched this fight, and it was it was a whopping 2 whole rounds. Anthony Joshua is I guess he's a Olympic fighter. I didn't realize that. A gold medal Olympic boxing. Whoa, what the fuck just happened right there? Whoa, that was weird. Everything just went crazy. He's an Olympic boxer, gold medal boxer, and he took on, what is going on with my computer right now? Ooh, everything is freezing up. This is not good. What the hell's going on? Anyway. So yeah, this is what it looked like at the end of the fight. Oh, you know what? I do have a quick video we could play, actually. Hold on. I have with a quick shot of it in there. This video is actually of somebody I'm going to be talking about here in a little bit. But it is a former MMA fighter. I think he was in the UFC. I'm sure Mikey, I'm probably going to butcher his name. Mikey would know it. I think it's Chael Sonnen. Anyway, here is him reacting to, and obviously Francis Ngannou used to be in the UFC, and now he is in doing boxing. He's taking on trying to make all kinds of money becoming a boxer, and this is an MMA fighter's reaction to Ngannou getting knocked out.
Francis is not only out, he is out cold. You could count to 1 or you could count to 100. Fight's over. About 4 minutes in. What does that earn Joshua? Nothing. It's a good win for boxing, and boxing needed one of these, man. This is the 3rd time MMA versus boxing. Boxing got embarrassed both times. What should have happened, in all fairness, it should have happened to Conor. Fury should have been able to do this. The MMA guy should have got embarrassed. The MMA guy should not be able to make it with no experience 4 minutes. They're not a man alive, no matter how talented, that has never had a wrestling match that could go 4 minutes with Jordan Burroughs. I mean, that's silly. Francis is not.
I don't know who Jordan Burroughs is, but so there's 2 reasons I'm playing this, because I just wanted to show you that quick little shot of the knockout. Here, did I show you the picture? I think I'll show you the picture of it too. But the fight was so short. It was like a Mike Tyson fight. Seriously, that's what it seemed like. Here's a picture of the aftermath of Ngannou down on the ground. And I thought Ngannou was a big giant guy, but this fucking Joshua dude is a big giant guy too, and he fucking floored Ngannou with a big blast right to the face. It was pretty fucking great. So if you like big knockouts, go back and watch that fight somewhere. I'm sure it's on somewhere you can find it. But what an awesome knockout. Pure power punch. I didn't really get to watch, like punch for punch, but every time it seemed like every time I looked away, Ngannou was getting knocked down. So I think he got knocked down once or twice in the first round, and then twice in the second round. He get the shit beat out of him. So, Mikey said Chael is the OG of trash talkers in that video I just played. Well, his trash talking has really continued in an update to a story we talked about last week. Chael Sonnen, the guy I just played in that video right there talking about the Ngannou fight, he has doubled down. Well, I don't know if doubled down is the right word. He's doubled down on since he said it, and people have called him out about it. But no, he is backing up a claim that we played last week. It was, here it is. Where did I go? Was it Thursday or Wednesday? That was out from Wednesday. Okay, last Wednesday I played this clip. This is Kevin Garnett on Paul Pierce's podcast talking about, or KG's podcast. I don't even give a shit whose it is. You get to a point where Kevin Garnett talks about LeBron James. Why is there no audio playing? I hit the wrong one. That's why, dipshit.
I'm saying he can't. One rollout, get a bucket.
3 dribbles?
No way. I'm talking
he
about.
can get a bucket on him.
No.
Man, come on. That little dude explosive, bro.
He is, but you seen his dad? His dad on that balcony. He on that new juice. Come on.
All right, so he said right there, in case you don't understand it, he's talking about LeBron James being on that Balco, that new juice. So he's claiming that LeBron James is on steroids, and that's how he's been able to have the career that he has. So, or he's had, or still has, he's still playing. So, I guess that was on the Ticket and the Truth podcast. I guess maybe that's the two of them. I don't know. Why did it say KG certified at the top then? Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, so there's controversy that came around after that. Everybody's, I haven't heard LeBron come out and say anything about it, to tell you the truth. Usually guys that are on the juice don't ever come out and say anything. But Chael Sonnen was on the Flagrant podcast, which is an ESPN MMA show. And he says, and I couldn't find the actual clip of him saying this, but Sonnen, talking about LeBron, says, and he and I have one thing in common. Sonnen said to the Flagrant podcast, quote, we use the same drug dealer to buy our EPO, erythropoietin. And I don't see anything wrong with that. It was something called EPO. And in the world of performance-enhancing drugs, in my experience, EPO is king. And it is king by 8. I would pass up 5 other stuff just to have that. But it's very, very difficult to get. It's very expensive. We happen to have the same guy. I didn't say that to oust him and or embarrass him. This wasn't like a dry snitch. I'm sharing that if you want to get into basketball and you want to make it to 38, you want to be the MVP of the league, you can't just go do certain things. So now it seems there is a bit of a backup to Kevin Garnett saying LeBron James has been on or is on steroids, which if you look at him, we went through the pictures of his head growth throughout the years. It's not really a big surprise, I guess, because he does have that Barry Bonds effect where his head's getting bigger throughout the years. But, you don't want to think LeBron's, that, like, I would be bummed out if I ever found out Michael Jordan was on steroids. However, it doesn't bother me when I think about like Mark McGwire and those dudes. I actually, I liked baseball then. It made baseball entertaining. So maybe that's what makes LeBron so entertaining. He's just a freak of nature because he's on the roids. I don't know. But again, I'm the kind of guy, I wish they were all on roids openly and they were all just superhumans out there playing. I would love to see that. Mikey, you're on Another Dumb Show. What's up, bro?
What up, buddy? How you doing, man?
I'm good. What's up?
I was just gonna say the Big Ticket and the Truth. That's their nicknames.
I know. Is that the name of the podcast though? I knew that, but I was confused about.
Oh, okay.
the KG certified tag that they have up in the corner there. So I was like, this KG, I thought it was Paul Pierce's podcast and KG was on it. That's what I was confused about. In the end, it really doesn't fucking matter.
I think it's KG's podcast. Those guys, I can't stand listening to them, the way they fight back and forth. I just can't.
It's kind of it's your typical tired, bickering dudes scene. Like they do, I played it. And I'm not trying to sound like a dick. I can't hardly understand them. I mean, I had to go back and listen to that clip.
I can't understand any of it. I'm sorry. I'm not up on hood lingo. I just can't do it.
It's not only that. It's just it's like French. Like the language French, they purposely speak it very fast. It's like the faster you can speak French, the better they, the more intelligent they deem you to be. It's like here, it's like the same thing. It's like they're trying to talk super fast. I don't know if they're just trying to get something in before the other one does. But yeah, they talk so fast, I can't fucking understand a word they're saying. I don't even know if it has to do with
they talk
the lingo.
over each other all the time, and it's just it gives me such a headache. And I love KG. KG is my favorite basketball player of all time. I mean, that's why I fell in love with the Timberwolves and Minnesota and everything like that. So I love KG.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. I thought he was a Celtic. Was he a Timberwolf first?
Yeah.
Was he? Oh God, man. See, this is why I can't be in sports broadcasting. I don't know every single detail of every single player, where they went, you got to know all that stuff to be a sports broadcaster.
I just started gambling again yesterday on basketball too.
Oh, did you? Well, you got to replace one rush with another. You got to replace one rush with another, bud.
Fortnite wasn't tickling the rush all the way, so I had to sprinkle a little bit of extra rush on top.
That's funny. I just saw a news story saying that gambling is a gateway drug.
What?
Yeah.
A gateway to what?
It is. I'm trying to find the headline here.
That's fine. Gambling can be the gateway drug as long as it lets marijuana off the hook after all these years of being the official gateway drug.
It says, so the headline says, sports gambling was a gateway drug. Apps like DraftKings and FanDuel are expanding way beyond football and basketball. I know there's gambling on everything. That's been around forever. I don't understand exactly how they're saying it's become a gateway drug, to tell you the truth. I'm trying to figure that out. Hold on one sec. Let's see what they mean by that. I wonder if they're saying that it will, I don't think it leads to other drugs, but it leads to more gambling. Like you end up going into the casino. You're going to end up going into sports books. You're going to end up, blackjack and roulette.
They start gambling on Chinese soccer leagues at 3 a.m. in the morning?
Yeah, something like that. I think that's about it. Yeah, I think you were betting on, I know your buddy was in it, but you were betting on cornhole at one point. Let's remember that. So.
Yeah, cornhole. I definitely bet a little bit on cornhole. I bet some cricket.
Have you ever watched cricket? Do you even know what cricket looks like?
No idea how to play it. I just
no idea.
With the favorites and odds and everything like that. I ain't win no money.
No, that's funny. And speaking of money, I was my buddy sent me a text yesterday, and he goes, "Hey, don't you have a bunch of money in Shibu Inu or whatever?" And I go, "No, I had Kishu Inu, which is worth nothing." Which I actually don't even know where I put it. And that's what I texted my buddy. I was like, actually, I have it. I don't even know where it's at. Like I had 4 different stock apps at one point when I used to be on the old show. And I was like, I think I'm going to get into stocks, but I never did. And then I got these crypto things that were worth nothing. And then I texted my buddy back and said, we're trying to figure out the different apps I might have put it on. And then my buddy opened an app and realized that the couple $100 he put in Bitcoin turned into a few thousand. And I was like, "Oh, you're welcome."
No shit. So you could have a digital wallet out there with some bread in it.
No, I looked at what mine is worth, and it's worth nothing. It's completely it's useless. But it was more just kind of cool that I helped my friend find out that they had $1,000 in there, or thousands of bucks that they didn't know about. So. I felt good.
No,
I should have asked.
5%.
I should have asked for a cut. You're exactly right. I'm a stockbroker
at
that point.
That's definitely the going rate, 5%.
Mikey, how are you feeling right now? First, before we get into NFL stuff, how are you feeling about that fight? Thank you again for sending me that link on Saturday. I really appreciate it. That was great. It was awesome to be able to watch the Sugar Sean O'Malley Cheeto Vera fight. Look, I'm even learning these fucking names.
Yeah, you are. I like it. Making me proud.
I didn't get to watch any of the undercard. I think by the time I got the link up, I think those are already done. So he sent me the main card, and I watched that. And what a great that was so entertaining. What a good fight. There was no
love
major.
That crowd pop when Trump comes in. I love that crowd pop when Trump.
I'll be honest with you. I didn't notice him until the last round. I must have missed him coming in somehow. Because I was.
Oh, I didn't send you the link till late. How many fights did you actually watch? Did you watch the last two?
Just the last one. It was like literally right before they did the intros.
There was 5 fights before that on the main card. So I sent the link a little late. I wasn't sure if you were working or whatnot, but I remember you saying that you wanted to watch the main event. So I sent the link over right before the Sean O'Malley fight.
Yeah, the last 5, the 5th round I watched, and I spent most of the time just watch because then that's when you know what I really saw first. I saw the hot blonde in the front row, and then I went, "Oh fuck, that's Ivanka." And then all of a sudden I realized he's sitting right next to her. So that'll tell you, typical me finding the hot blonde on the screen. But I spent the rest of the time, I wasn't even watching the fight. I was just waiting to see him and trying to see his reaction to anything. At that point, I completely stopped watching the fight. It was pretty funny actually.
The fighters stop and talk to him all the time mid-fight. It's great.
That's cool. And you know what? Hey, good for him being there. I was a little surprised to see Ivanka there. She doesn't seem like somebody who'd be really into. Like she seems like a pacifist
first fight
for some
I've
reason.
Seen her at in a while. It's usually him and his son.
Okay,
or who? Jared Kushner, whatever his name is.
Oh, her husband. Yeah, that's his son-in-law. So okay, that makes sense.
He's been with him a couple times there. But dude, when Trump comes out, he's got his own theme music and everything. He comes out to American Badass by Kid Rock.
That's pretty cool. I heard that. I saw Kid Rock on Joe Rogan, and I heard him telling that story. Actually, that's his big thing. So that's pretty fucking cool, though. I love that fucking song. I'm not gonna lie. I fucking love that song. I'm so gay for that song. It's not even funny. Not even funny.
Dude, I used to listen to that song every day on my walk to the bus.
I seriously, like, when I was younger, if I could have said, hey, pick any theme song, that's what I would have picked. I'm not an American Badass, but I just
so funny to me and you got the same taste in music like that, dude. I was definitely gay for that song too.
Oh, I was such a Kid Rock homo when he was cool with Ba with the Ba and, all that cowboy and all that shit. I fucking loved all that. God, I was such a Kid Rock homo. Jesus.
All my heroes in the methadone clinics.
Yeah, all that stuff. It was fucking great. But even watching him, like I said, I just watched him on Rogan, and because I'm catching up now. Because I never watched that show until 3 weeks ago. So now I'm just kind of catching up on the stuff over the past 6 months or whatever. And
yeah,
I got to tell you, I went into that show not liking Joe Rogan. Had no only just what I'd seen in the media about him, to be quite honest with you, and Fear Factor and shit like that. But actually just watching that show, he's a meathead, but without a doubt. But he's actually pretty insightful. He asks a lot of good questions. He's not just sitting there with a staged group of questions. He's actually listening to what people are saying to him and then drawing questions from that. Which is a sign of a great interviewer, which is probably why he's been so successful, and which makes sense. But so the Kid Rock interview, boy, the funniest part of that whole interview was he told a story about meeting Tom Petty and how it was like a total bust because Tom was kind of a dud. It was just stoned the whole time. And he was saying how it was like, he goes, yeah, don't meet your heroes. And it made me think, when I met Kid Rock, it was the biggest letdown of my life because I was expecting.
Was it really?
Oh my God. I met him at I can't remember if it was before or after one of his concerts. It was part of like a radio station meet and greet. And he was so lame. Like I was expecting to meet Kid Rock. There's going to be strippers back there. He's drinking Jameson and blowing lines off strippers' tits and shit. and instead it was him standing next to a giant bodyguard. And when I walked up to him, he goes, "Hi, I'm Bob." That's what he said. "Hi, I'm Bob." I was like, "Are you fucking?"
Letdown.
It was the biggest letdown, and he's
kayfabe. You can't do that. You're a character, bro. You got to be Kid Rock.
exactly, and he was very, he says he's like 6'1" or whatever. I'll give him 5'11" at the most because he was kind of short. He looked a little short, and I was so disappointed when I met him. So yeah, don't meet your heroes. I'm glad. Well, he wasn't my hero. I just loved his music at that point. So, anyway,
I met you and I wasn't disappointed.
What's that?
I said I met you and I wasn't disappointed.
I'm just a regular jackass, though. We can talk about drugs and stuff, I partied with you. That's the difference. Kid Rock wouldn't party with me. So what did you think about one of the questions I had about the fight with the O'Malley and Vera fight? Why did they there was no ground game at all? It was just all striking, the whole thing, which I think is why I loved it. It was just two dudes trading blows for 25 minutes.
Yeah, they're two strikers. I mean, that's what they're good at.
If you're known as a striker, why wouldn't you just add one double leg takedown to your repertoire to be able to get on top and do a grounded pound?
Some of these guys aren't strong enough to do it, and these little guys are always strikers. The 170 pounds and below, almost all of them are all strikers because they're so fast.
Yeah, that fucking O'Malley dude, his jab and everything. He's got quick hands, man. It's incredible how quick.
He's a ridiculously calculated striker, and that's the best I've ever seen him. The way that Rogan and them were talking about it during the fight and everything like that, he really did. He put on a clinic. There's no other way to do that. He went straight 5 rounds, all gas, no break. I mean, if you look at significant strikes landed, it went up exponentially every round.
And it was all boxing. I mean, he just stood there. I mean, obviously the way they punch is a little bit different than boxing. Striking versus boxing, I guess I would argue is kind of different because they're not boxers fighting each other; they're strikers fighting each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it's 4-ounce gloves. It's a lot different. You pack a lot more punch. You can't throw as hard as you. I mean, I guess you can, but you run the risk of breaking your hands a lot. I mean, you look at Sean O'Malley in his post-fight press conference. He broke his left or right hand. It's all casted up.
Oh, I didn't know that. I'll be damned.
He was trying to hide it. He didn't even talk about it.
Oh, see, that one liver shot he took in that last round that they highlighted. Holy crap, that looked like.
If Cheeto frustrates me so much because he's always been the same guy. He's a slow starter. He always takes rounds 1 and 2 and kind of feels you out. But if he would have been a dog for that entire fight, I don't think O'Malley wins. I really don't.
Well, you saw what happened. I don't know obviously they're both getting tired towards the end, and O'Malley was getting tired too because he kind of controlled the pace of the whole fight, which is going to make anybody tired. But yeah, when Cheeto started coming at him with, just like they said, they were like, he's just got to go and not worried about getting knocked out and just throw hands. And when he did that,
he's worried about getting knocked out. He's got a face of stone. He took all the power that O'Malley had, rounds 1 through 4. You're not going to get knocked out. Just go in there and take your lickings.
That fucking knee to the face he took. I mean, I know he took a couple of them, but that first one, dude, how did he not die?
It sounded like a baseball bat.
Yes, it was insane. Just straight kneecap to cheekbone. And literally like a baseball bat to your face.
See what the medical results are, because his face is definitely broken.
I heard O'Malley say that after the fight.
That socket for sure has to be shattered.
That was crazy. So yeah, thanks again for sending that, dude. It was a really good fight. I enjoyed it. Did you see what happened backstage with Merab? What's his name? Merab?
Yeah, Merab tried to call him out and thank him for saying his name and shit, and the dude fucking blew him off like he didn't even know who it was.
Yeah, there's a video of it here really quick.
Congratulations. But you should mention my name.
Oh shit, I didn't know who that was. Man, you have to fight.
So when you watch it though, so what I read about it, O'Malley said he thought Merab was a fan. He didn't even realize it was Merab, and that's why he kind of blew him off. And Marab says, "You need to say my name." Like,
Yeah, he's the number one contender. Sean O'Malley wins this belt, finally defends it, and his second fight, he wants to go up a weight class and abandon the 135 belt. No way. Stay in your division. Fight Marab.
so
Fight
wait,
the other contenders in your division. You don't need to go up another 10 and fight Ilya Tapuria.
That's going to say, because I know O'Malley mentioned 2 fighters at the end of that fight that he wanted to talk about, or he wanted to fight. And Marab was not one of them then? And that's why Marab was saying
Marab
that?
was one of them. He goes, I really would like to go up to 145 and fight Ilya Tapuria, but if they make me stay back and fight Marab, I will.
Oh, okay.
And Dana White doesn't like these guys abandoning their weight class to go up and everything like that. He wants these guys to defend their belt in their division. There's so many contenders and so many good fighters in these weight divisions, and all these guys want to be double champs and get these big purse fights and everything like that, and that's just not the way the UFC should be.
Okay. Well,
you got 5-6 guys waiting in line to be a contender that could possibly beat O'Malley, and he's going to spend 6 months putting on 10 pounds of pure muscle to try to go up and fight a dude that's an absolute killer.
now I know O'Malley, I saw, what was I listening to? I think I heard, I think I was watching O'Malley on Pat McAfee earlier today, and he said something along the lines while I was working, I was kind of half listening. And O'Malley, is he undefeated other than the one loss he has when he was injured?
He lost to Chito Vera. He got knocked out.
Oh, okay. So that I didn't realize this was a rematch. Okay, I'm a dipshit. I didn't realize that. Okay, cool. So
it's 1-1. Chito gets a rematch still. There'll be a third fight for those guys.
But O'Malley is claiming that only happened because he got injured. He hurt his foot or something in the first one, and he doesn't count that as a loss in his own mind.
Shin and his left leg went dead.
Yeah, drop foot, right?
Yep. It's the second time he's got it because he's such a tall, skinny guy, and he does shin kicks and stuff. That's why I was thinking Chito was going to come out with more leg kicks and try to hit that nerve again because it's a repeated problem that he's got.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Okay, that makes. I worked with a guy who had drop foot. One of the sales guys that I worked with at the brake pad place. He played. He's an old guy, but he would play basketball with like college players and stuff at John Carroll because they had open gym there, and then there'd just be a bunch of college players there. And he was doing so many jump shots that he fucked up his shin, the nerve in his shin, just like that. And he like literally had that drop foot. He can't lift his foot up on his own. And it got to the point where
pick up at all.
He can't do the so. This is the type of guy this dude is, and you gotta love him for this. He couldn't shoot jump shots anymore off of that foot, so he learned how to shoot 3-point hooks to still stay competitive with everybody, to the point where he said he can just drain 3-point hooks like with his eyes closed at this point. So I know, isn't that crazy? So, and he's like, we're talking like 70 years old, and this is like a 70-year-old dude going out there shooting 3-point hooks and nailing them, according to him at least. But his license plate was 3-point hook, so he must have been good at it. So, Mikey,
doubt.
how are you feeling? I know we texted about this earlier. I was worried that you might be on.
Dude, my phone dinged with the update, and literally before the ding could end was your text message.
I couldn't believe it. I was
reading it. I was reading that Kirk Cousins signs a 4-year deal with Atlanta as you're texting me. Kirk all gone.
Yep, that was it.
At first, I was really upset. I really was. And then I read the details of how much money he's making in Atlanta, and Minnesota can't afford that. It breaks the bank.
$100 million guaranteed for Kirk Cousins.
$180 million. $100 million guaranteed.
Yeah, $100 million guaranteed. But I mean, but that's
I know what he's making this year. He's literally making $90 million this year. $50 million signing bonus, $48 million guaranteed first year salary.
That's absolutely crazy.
$98 million guaranteed this year.
I read that in his career now, he will, should he go through without injury and complete this, he'll make $400 million in his NFL career. $500 million. Yep. That's so good for him, man. I mean, especially, has he won a single playoff game?
Nope.
That's so awesome. Good for him. Way to fleece the whole fucking league. Whoever his agent is,
yeah, that's why I'm glad he didn't fleece us for another 3 years.
But seriously, whoever that guy's agent is should be. Every player should want him as their agent. I mean, that's just that simple. I mean, the guy.
Yeah, the writing was on the wall. We all know that Kirk follows his wife around. She dresses him and everything like that. She was born and raised in Atlanta, so she definitely was chirping in his ear and shit too.
Oh, I see now. I did not know that. I was a little bit
yeah, we all know
surprised about
Kirk's
that.
bitch made for his wife. I mean,
Secret ADS Mod says, okay, so you guys texted each other, but what about another dumb show? Please explain. No idea what that means.
no idea either.
I don't know what that means. So you guys texted each other, but what about? Oh, what did we text about? We texted about Kirk Cousins. That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
I text the Kirk Cousins
I laid
trade.
It out there. I thought I laid it out pretty well that Kirk Cousins had went to Atlanta, and that's what you texted me about as I was getting that update.
Yeah, maybe that we danced around it because we knew what we were talking about. Maybe, yeah, Kirk Cousins, the quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings, got traded to the Atlanta Falcons today. As soon as that happened, I texted Mikey. He was already getting the notification from ESPN or whatever that it was happening. And again, I was surprised. I was surprised at your response. I thought you were going to be really, really like pissed off Mikey response. And not so much.
I'm really upset that we didn't announce how much Justin Jefferson is making and get him signed to that extension today. Quiet everybody else in the league, make a splash, get Justin Jefferson extended so everyone talks about the biggest deal a wide receiver's ever gotten.
Well, I had seen a rumor that, this was until Jerry Jeudy signed with the Browns, that JJ was considering coming here, was one of the rumors that I read. But then we signed Jerry Jeudy.
I've read so much shit. We're going to trade him on draft day. We're going to sign him to a big deal and then unload him on draft day. But I'm really hoping we get Justin Fields now.
Well, I was going to say, that's probably, aren't you guys in the same division? Conference?
We are. That's why I think it's nearly impossibility that they could trade him in division.
Yeah, I don't see that happening, dude. I don't see that happening.
No, unless we blow up our entire squad and blow up our draft for the next 3 years. I do see us, however, trading into the top 5 on draft day and getting one of these quarterbacks like Penix or Drake May.
You're going to have to. You're going to have to. What's left out there? Mason Rudolph? Like, who are you guys? Sam Darnold?
No, you know who the quarterback that we're going after right now is Sam Darnold.
I was just, okay, great. Yeah, those are the Sam Darnold, Mason Rudolph, I think.
Or Zach Wilson.
Yeah, even Trubisky got signed. I mean, so there's nothing left out there with Russell Wilson going to the Steelers.
Left. And, of course, Minnesota, as always, is last to the party. We spent so much money today on fucking no-name defensive players.
Speaking of being last to the party, the fucking Cleveland Browns, I saw you got Andrew Van Ginkel.
Yeah, some long-haired blonde dude that I watched chase Josh Allen around.
Right.
And then some dude named Grenard or Grenbard or whatever, some defensive edge rusher that's $72 million 4 years. And Blake Cashman, we signed 2 defensive players from the Texans today, 1 defensive player from the Dolphins, and we re-signed 3 offensive linemen from our own team.
So, okay, so you guys were busy today, though, at least. The Browns made
cap room left.
Browns made one good signing. They signed Zadarius back with us, so that's good. I'm very happy to have him back. So we got our edge rusher.
I miss him.
Oh, he's great. He's got such a high motor. I love him. He's great.
I wonder if you guys are going to go after Daniil Hunter.
We are supposedly going after DJ Reader, is what I've been told. And if we get DJ Reader, we will have the most badass defensive line, quite possibly in the history of the NFL. I mean,
dude, if you get Daniil Hunter, I pick Daniil Hunter over DJ Reader.
What? Reader's the man, dude. That guy is. I see so.
Look at
See that's
stats over since he came into the league, dude.
See, you've seen Hunter play more. I've seen what's his name, Reader play more because of all the Bengals games. You know what I mean? Like even if a Browns game isn't on, they put Bengals games on.
I've seen him a lot more.
So that would explain.
Daniil Hunter is going to make the biggest defensive contract of the year.
Well, that could be. We'll see. But I know that's one of the people we're looking at. The Browns are still now. They're going back and forth about potentially who was the other? It was Flacco, and then who was the other backup quarterback? Jacoby Brissett. I was like, why would we go after Jacoby Brissett? We already had both of these guys. One of them took us to the playoffs. The other one didn't. Why is this even a question about why?
Yeah, leave Flacco out. We'll take Flacco. Flacco can be a stopgap for us for a year.
Seriously, I mean, it's just like, come on, man. Like the city embraced him. We all love him here. That would be stupid.
And I heard that Flacco was calling Minnesota when Kirk went down, and we ignored his phone calls.
I believe I remember him saying something along those lines when he was doing some interviews. I think I saw him saying something along those lines. So.
Never heard back from us.
I'm a little disappointed with the Cleveland Browns right now because, I don't know if they're holding off. I think the Browns are either going to get Zach Moss or we're going to get Aaron Jones. I think it's going to have to be one of those guys.
Aaron Jones just got released because Jacob came to Green Bay.
Yeah, and I feel like either of those guys would be. I mean, Zach would be, I think, probably obviously a better option, but we want some power out. If we want a power back, I mean, there's really nobody better than AJ Jones, really. So,
I really hope Minnesota goes out and gets fucking Derrick Henry.
What did I say? AJ Jones? I meant Aaron Jones. My bad.
Aaron Jones, yeah. I know what you meant.
You think the Vikings are going to get?
I'd like us to go after Derrick Henry, so our backfield is Derrick Henry, Cam Akers.
Interesting. Yeah, you guys really don't have a real solid. I mean, Akers is okay. But
he's coming off a re-torn Achilles, so who the fuck knows how he's going to be?
Yeah, you guys definitely need some. But dude, today was a crazy day. I mean, there was shit
Wildest
shuffling.
Day of free agency I've ever seen.
It was. I mean, there was people shuffling all over the fucking league today. Saquon Barkley going to the Eagles. Swift going to. My mind just went blank. Where did Swift end up going? Tennessee?
Philly.
No, he left Philly.
I thought it was Philly. Oh, he left Philly. Shit, my bad.
Saquon
Philly
went to
loaded
Philly.
up today too.
Saquon got Philly. The Eagles got Saquon Barkley from the Giants. I'm trying to remember who the hell. Who did I just mention there?
Austin
I'm
Eckler
retarded.
moved.
I don't know. The wine's kicking in at this point. Stoner. So Gardner Minshew going to the Raiders was crazy.
I thought that was funny. Christian Wilkins going to the Raiders is crazy too, because that defensive line with Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins is going to be a fucking force to reckon with.
So I heard Wilkins is kind of a headache in the locker room, and he's not the. And
Really?
There's a reason why.
About the locker room.
There's a reason why he isn't around where he was before. DeAndre Swift from the Eagles, he went over to the Bears, is what I meant. So he left the Eagles and went to the Bears. So there's people moving all over the place. Baker stayed in Tampa Bay, which is pretty cool.
I know. I was hoping that he wouldn't. I was hoping we would kind of make a run for him if Kirk jumped ship. But I got to trust in our guy, the GM that we got from you guys, Mensa, whatever his name is, Queffy.
Yeah, your buddy. You love.
They got to have a plan.
Last time you mentioned him, I believe you told him to go back to Nigeria. I think was it you said last time you brought him up.
I may have said that earlier today too.
Oh, that's funny.
I may have said that earlier today. I mean, you just let Kirk Cousins walk. We got no quarterback. How are you supposed to sell this to JJ that we're going to be a Super Bowl contending team?
Right on. Hold on one sec. I am. Let's do this. I just realized how late it is. I'm way behind. I just got a text. I guess you mentioned something about an X update, Mikey. To somebody.
I mentioned Ming. Yes. Who texted you that?
I think it came up in the chat or
I mentioned that
something.
on Fortnite, like real quietly, like 3 games
in. There you go. That's why I missed it. I was pretty half in the bag at that point. So, I got to be honest with you. My head is literally pounding. It is. I mean, my ears are throbbing. My head is pounding so bad. Are you around tomorrow night? You got to work late or anything? You want to see if I can get the link back set up, and we'll have you on tomorrow night to talk about that?
I can hop on tomorrow night. Everyone will love this story.
All right, perfect. Sounds good. Well, we'll do that then. All right, my dude?
All right, love you, brother.
All right, love you too, bro. I'll talk to you.
See you.
Later. So we're going to wrap up a little bit early tonight, guys, because I can't. I'm having a real hard time concentrating because frankly, my head is it's pounding so bad. So, we're going to wrap a little early. I know we didn't take a break tonight, but we're going to wrap a little bit early. Tomorrow we will talk about whatever Mikey's got going on with his ex. It seems like Mikey's on a good track right now, which is great news. That's why I said indefinitely before. I didn't say permanently. Thanks, guys. Anyway, that's going to wrap things up for us tonight. I'm going to go take some fucking Advil and smoke a blunt and go to bed because this shit fucking hurts. So I appreciate everybody coming and hanging out tonight. If you've not already hit the thumbs up on tonight's video, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys did that. I'll try to make up for this half hour tomorrow and give you guys a little bit longer show. Like I said, I don't know if it's the medication or if I'm not drinking enough water or what, but my head is, it's fucking pounding right now. So I appreciate you guys being cool. I would hope that I don't get 5,000 messages saying you ended 20 minutes early or whatever. Cut a brother a little slack. So, all right, that's going to wrap things up, guys. I'm out of here. See ya. Fuck.